Hey, good morning. Morning, everybody. Good to see a few of the early birds here. James and Jay, good to see you. Just checking everything is working. And online, give us a shout out if you're there. Hardik, Alison, Ingrid, Deb, Nick, Tim, all the regulars. Fabulous. Thanks for joining us this morning, team. Hope you're well. Nimal, Natando, Sonia, Hardik. All right, we're in the house. Things are up and running. Sharon, good morning to you. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat. The place where we get to hang out and talk a little bit about property investing. Hey, good morning to you, Jatinda. Good to see you. Good to see you. Quick intros while things are warming up. There's my name. If you don't already know it, most of you do. But if you don't, and if you're new, then say hello in the chat. Hey, Luke. There you go. Hey, nice. Alison, 2 years. Yes. The start of many, I do hope. You guys know this. It takes a bit of time. Takes some time to build a good property portfolio. And along the way, many things will happen. Some great, some not so great. And you and me as property investors need to be able to navigate these waters, these times, these moments in the economic turbulence that is the world and get to a sort of a point, a destination in the future that some of our money is sort of, in some assets that we can choose to do some cool things with, whatever it is. Whether it's a passive income you're chasing, whether it's the ability to get it back a bit more time, spend time with the family, pay it forward, take care of some charities, whatever it is. That's what we talk about each day. Try and keep that momentum going because you guys know this one, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And the idea we need to and we want to buy some good quality real estate and own it forever. Sometimes it's not as easy as it sounds. So that's why each morning we've been getting together for quite a while now, Monday to Friday-ish, around 10 past 8-ish, having a bit of a chat about things that are going on. So welcome. Good to see all of you guys there. Fantastic. Hey, today I wanted to talk to you about another record. Records being broken everywhere, and it's been, I think it's an overstatement, isn't it? Interesting times. Isn't it interesting times? A new government, Labor government, interest rates, on the back of the lowest interest rate, the cheapest money we've seen in history, record lockdowns in Melbourne, records everywhere, folks. And today I want to talk about something that's going on, which for us as property investors is quite important in our own personal lives, as well as in the marketplace, and that's employment out there in the greater market. Well, right now we have record levels of job vacancies out there. Many businesses and companies looking to employ people, which is great news for our economy. And we'll sort of talk about how this flows into some value when it comes to the world of property investing. Tell me right now, put it in the chat, what happens when there's plenty of work out there, team? And this is kind of like in opposition, not opposition, that's a political conversation. This conversation today is about talking about, there's media rhetoric going on, which is complete rubbish. Yeah, Jay, it's hard. It's just tough out there for lots of businesses to find people, because, and I'll show you in a minute, we've got record employment, and I'll sort of talk about that in a second. It's the media is talking about, the property prices are going to plummet. I think that's complete and absolute rubbish, absolute crap. And there's a number of reasons why. Yes, when wages rise, inflation. So there's some things going on. Certainly, Tim, Brendan, good morning. So we've got record levels of job vacancies. Okay, plenty of work out there for people in the marketplace, which is good news, which is great news for our economy, great news for those looking for work. And if you have a look at, that's a very, crooked line. However, it looks like that we're, at record high employment as well. Underemployment or unemployment, very low, which is great news for the economy. Great news for potential incomes in the future. Now, the challenge is to balance that up, as businesses and cost of living and inflation and those sorts of things. A little bit above my pay grade, those machinations, to be quite honest. But what I do know is when people have jobs and they've got stable employment, that's great for borrowing, and that's great for rents, and that's great for property prices. Okay? So one of the things that this is a large piece of evidence, a large piece of good information that we can tell me. Deb says I'm frozen. Tell me, team, am I frozen or am I still going? Let me know in the chat. So it sort of, maybe I'll swap back to that one and say good day. Back now. All right, cool. All right, back, Deb. Keep going. All right, so this is a major reason. No sound. Uh-oh, what's going on? Tell me if I've got sound and camera. Sorry, team. Thought it was all set up. Looks like it's good at my end. Still going. All right, thanks, team. All right, so for all of us as investors, we're thinking, all right, well, if we're going to buy, if we're going to buy a piece of real estate, will someone be able to afford to live in that property and, pay the rent and one day maybe if, in and around that suburb, pay extra to buy them as we can go along. So thanks, team. We've got it going. So we're talking about that. So employment, it's great. It's important to understand. It's certainly an economic driver when it comes to property prices and more importantly, our rents into the future, because all of us right now are considering the idea, of putting our rents up. And why are we considering the idea of putting our rents up? Whack that in the chat for me right there, team. Looks like my internet connection's a bit patchy at this end, so that's probably what's going on. Looks like it's back to full stream strength now, so hopefully that's all right. But tell me right now, why is that important to us as investors? Why are we looking at putting our rents up right now? What's going on for all of us as property investors? And it'll take time to flow through. The next, 1 to 3 years, we're going to see our major cost of owning investment real estate march up, aren't we? Okay, we're going to see our interest rates go upwards. Now, again, the media beating up this thing. Oh, that's crazy. Interest rates are going to go up and everyone's going to be bloody selling their houses and, 30% fall in property prices. What an absolute bunch of crap that is when it comes to... Crikey, I just had to sneeze. It's all going on this morning. To manage our cost as interest rates rise. And that takes a number of years to flow through. What's going to help that? What is already helping that is our employment. Over the last few years, actually, Aussies have saved a significant amount of money. Our equity and wealth has grown. We are richer in equity terms than any time in history as Australians. There's plenty of good financial things going on. And then when the media beats up, one thing, which is interest rates rising, is going to end, everything. It's a bunch of bull, right? It's a bunch of crap. right now. Again, lowest level since September 1974. So that's 48 years, all right? So away we go. And certainly, Shane, when market uncertainty takes the kind of the good time Charlies, the everyone's on the bandwagon out of the market, we as property investors get to buy value again in our marketplace. We get a bit more choice. We get a bit more time to get the right deal in our portfolios, which is fantastic. So right now, we've got still extremely low interest rates, even as the interest rates go up, extremely low. And also, the government is spending like drunken sailors, as my compadre Sam Saggers would say it. And here's what's going on. Jay, other business owners like myself, we're all sort of saying, hey, we've got plenty of work. Can we, get the right people to come and help us with the businesses that we're in? Well, right now there are 400,000 people more employed, or that's probably not the right way. There is 400,000 more people in employment than at the start of the pandemic, team, which is fantastic, right? So 400,000 more Australians have jobs than before COVID. So that, again, fantastic for our economy, fantastic for the marketplace, and fantastic for the people who've got jobs and who've got income and stability in their personal and financial worlds. Where is the employment, or the lowest employment? I should have hid that. I was going to ask you guys to guess. But is it any surprise right now, ladies and gents? Is it any surprise, when you see these numbers here? So as we look at this graph, which state has the lowest unemployment, which is Western Australia? Now that is pretty interesting, and Canberra, obviously, Canberra and WA, both those two locations. What's another thing right now? Just if anyone knows, chuck that in the chat. What's another thing that Western Australia and Canberra are quite infamous for, team, when it comes to the economic wellness jobs? They are the two places. And these might be like, a little bit, maybe a few months old, too Hardick, some of these stats, but this is kind of within recent times in the last 3 months. So tell me, what else is Western Australia, or Perth, WA, and Canberra very well known for economically when it comes to employment? I'm trying to fantastic for mental health. Exactly, Alison. It's just good for all sorts of reasons. There we go. Have a little look at that. Where is Western Australia and ACT? What are they well known for? Nobody's putting in the chat. You might not know, but they're known for having the highest incomes, the highest average incomes in Australia. Okay? High-paying jobs. Boom, Luke, you're on it, mate. Good work. And there you go. Mining and government. Highest paying jobs, okay, as we go along. So, team, for us as investors, we're looking at, what's going on when it comes to income and jobs. Maybe Canberra, maybe Perth might have its day when it comes to, a couple of deals here and there as we move into this next part of the cycle. And there's plenty of industries going on. Where are the most job vacancies, and where and the rent's more. Yeah, a rent boom's coming. Mate, every day of the week, Hardick. A rent boom is coming like there's no tomorrow. But we'll be breaking rents again. We'll be breaking records again when it comes to the rent booms in soon times. But what else is coming? You guys know there's plenty going on in the rest of the market. But we've got a bit of inflation, and the wages growth hasn't flowed through just yet, okay? Not particularly. That will come. And that is one of the reasons that the interest rate rises will most likely be reasonably slow, not too aggressively when it comes to the marketplace. So for all of us sitting here right now, there's plenty of jobs. People have got employment. It's good for the economy. And that's just one. That's just one. Jobs, okay? Jobs, plenty of jobs, big tick in the marketplace. And that's just one of 6 very positive things when it comes to the world of property investing and owning properties and what's going to push and underwrite our values, okay? So that's good. Immigration, we're talking about population. You know, if the government gets its skates on, there's going to be a lot of people enter the country as well. Hopefully that will help with the employment situation. You know, we have got still low interest rates in reality. Low, very, very low, but they will go up a little bit. You know, we've got supply and demand extremely out of balance when it comes to the marketplace and the property construction game. So, you know, everybody knows who understands that if there's not enough supply and there's plenty of demand, how do property prices go down 20 or 30%? It doesn't make any sense, team. In that sort of space, there's plenty going on. So hopefully, excuse me, a little bit croaky this morning, but hopefully that makes sense when it comes to the world of investing, underwriting some of our future value when it comes to rents and values, because jobs and employment is great for the country. It's great for people. It's great for real estate. It's great for borrowing. It's good for everything. So there you go. All right, team. Well, I'm going to call it done and dusted today. Wealth Coffee Chat over and out. Hopefully that was useful. And join me tomorrow for another Wealth Coffee Chat. We'll continue to talk through a few things that are going on out there, as we always do. Anytime you see something that you might want to, you know, have a bit of a yarn about, get some feedback on, let me know. Put it in the chat. Send me a message or something like that, folks, and we'll see what we can do about it. All right, that's it from me today. You guys be awesome. Be well. Take care. Bye for now. Adios.